With this face, I actually didn't do the base coats like the usual ones because I wanted to be all quite natural. And what I actually did was this figure is covered in pieces of wasp's nest, which I put on with fabric hardener, and with the dust, I mixed the dust in the water and I painted the face with that water just to give it the very natural look. But I decided that I do want to paint the eyes, so that's what I'm going to show you. I have it on a base so the head is flat because the head is turned. I don't want to paint it when it's not in the right angle, so I just made it kind of a base here so they're level. You paint the eyes with watercolor. This would be the same as if you have painted the puppet head with the usual two base coats. So just a little bit of watercolor on a dish, bit of water, and this is quite a gentle, careful process. Again, start with the left eye because it's easier to do the right one because the nose isn't in the way. Use quite a fine brush. And if it doesn't cover fully on the first layer, you just do a second one. Do make sure that each layer is dry before you add the next one. Like, don't start painting in the actual eye color until the white is completely dry. I use these plastic dishes to mix watercolor, and I keep it because you need so little to paint that you can always get a little bit, you know, add a little bit of water and wet it a little bit. There's no point getting new watercolor every time you do something. I want to give the lips just a tiny little bit of a hint of color. And for the cheeks, as I did with the other puppet, I just use a little bit of a powder blusher. This is fully dry and I'm quite happy with how much it covered. So I'm going to put in the eyes. Now, for the eyes, you could use a pencil and draw in the eyes. It's not necessary, but you could do that. And remember that the eyes are it's never a full circle because part of it is covered. Part of your pupil your iris is covered by your eyelids. So if you want to draw, do it very, very lightly and kind of make the eyes as big as you like. Okay. And then you paint again with a very small brush. Okay, you paint the outer lines in the darker of the color you have chosen. And then you go from the edges. It's slightly lighter, and you draw your lines into the center. The same on the other side. You can add just a little bit of color, kind of shadow, if that doesn't already show up from the tinting you've done in the usual way of painting. Just add a little bit of a shadow under the eyes, under the eyelids, and at the bottom to accentuate the eyes. When it's fully dry, you get a little bit of black, just a drop. Add a little bit of water. Now and try to paint the pupil. Go in a circular motion in the center of the eye. Start small, you can always make it bigger. And try to have them look the same direction, not one eye that way and that one the other one. When the eyes are totally dry, you could just add a little bit of a white drop of paint, and they need to be on the same side, so here and here, or here and here, you know, as if the light comes from one direction. You can either use a very fine brush, or you can use the top of a needle, the pin of a needle, and then you add just a little drop. And it makes the eye come alive. Now, to really bring the eyes to life, you use a very high gloss varnish on the eyes, but you can, like this, or you can use, I'm experimenting with just a clear nail varnish on this one. You just use a small brush, you gently put it on, and it's very important that the head is centered so it doesn't stream out of the eyes. So just do a tiny little bit. You're better off doing very few thin layers than all in one go, and go very gentle in the eyes. See how the light makes it come alive. This is a cheap alternative to the gloss varnish. It's just very smelly.